Hi, this is Gino Borges here, and I just returned back from a Wild Self Quest walk in Golden Gate Park. It's raining a bit outside, but we quest rain or shine. That's one of the great parts about it. It makes you feel alive, just having to adapt to the situation. But one of the things that I want to talk to you about is this idea of aesthetically responding to our situations. And that is in the midst of our quest, whether it's a quest walk or a desert quest or a creative quest, whatever it is, I try to create a sacred space so that people get to explore their wild self, their creative spirits within, knowing that they're not going to be judged, that there's no right or wrong answer, but the only goal is to sort of follow that divine energy, to follow that creative energy and explore it wherever it goes. And often what I've noticed is that the best way to actually explore our wild self doesn't happen through cognitive processing through words, but instead it happens through all the other sense-making tools, whether it's through body or whether it's through sound. And so one of the things I've been including more and more is actually guiding without words, but instead asking questers once I ask a question to respond with me, to respond to me with an aesthetic response based on the gifts that they have. So, for instance, on this most recent quest that I just came back on, or from, one of the interesting things is that this person was a dancer. She's a mover. And so when we're talking about this idea of threshold and being able to go on the hero's journey, I was asking her to actually express herself in terms of movement. So what comes to mind when she was thinking of the threshold that she's facing in her own transition, in her own life, in her own sense of change that she's undergoing? And just to watch a person dwell and explore that space based on who they are. We overword ourselves so much so that we end up losing that sense of embodiment, especially for somebody who's accustomed to dancing. And so there's many ways we sing, we move, we touch, whatever the situation is. Think about creative ways aesthetically to respond to situations. So the word of the day, or I should say the tip of the day, is actually to actually suspend words for a moment and think how you might respond to people based on the gifts that you have. And in some cases, if you're a mover, to actually move, to actually express yourself, to answer, to respond to. I know it's going to feel a little awkward up front, but let me tell you, to just speak words and it just sort of becomes chatter. It's just this type of chatter, and you know it when you hear it. You even know it when you're even trying to answer something. It's like, huh, this just feels this just feels empty. So I ask you to think about different ways to aesthetically respond to your situations, especially if you view yourself as a creative person, which I hopefully all of you do. Thank you.